Welcome to the Geeks the Multiverse channel. Before we get into this month's podcast, let's take a look at what's been happening on the channel lately.
In December, Brandon made a video essay exploring Marvel's Multiverse saga and its ultimate mistake, a concern that grows more and more as we get closer to the next Avengers films.
One could argue that us constantly revisiting the same alternate universe doubles down on a lot of people's main issue with the Multiverse saga, its lack of wacky variation. But if people are already saying this, then fuck it. Double down. With the release of DC's Creature Commandos, we were left with lots of questions about what's next for its characters. Luckily, Will had this covered in a very handy video.
Weasel, Dr. Phosphorus, and a now rebuilt and upgraded GI robot are now joined by Nosferatu, Khalees, and former Suicide Squad member King Shark.
Bird.
Most recently, Will also found himself playing through some Pokemon Ranger Shadow of Almia, having fun revisiting some childhood memories.
Man, I love the early, or the 2000s Pokemon music in all of the games. It's so good. And coming up soon on the channel, Brandon will be looking into the future of the Flash in the DCU, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But as of right now, we'll finish up the shameless plugging and let you get back to this brand new episode.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Geeks the Multiverse podcast. I'm Brandon, and as always, I'm joined by Will.
Hi guys.
This episode will be our March 2025 recap, where we'll be discussing some of the news from the last month. So join us as we talk about some Avengers Doomsday castings, alongside some potential Doomsday and Secret Wars concept art leaking, Spider-Man 4 rumours, Blade movie being cancelled, or has it just found its new director? Let's find out. Then we'll jump over to DC, where we'll talk about Colin Farrell being in talks to star in Sergeant Rock for DC Studios, and then we'll finish up with the DC YouTube channel being hacked by a middle school student. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so those Doomsday castings, Marvel made us sit in front of our screens watching a live stream where we looked at some chairs for about 6 hours.
Yeah, I had it on my second monitor the whole time, and every 15 minutes or so it would just move along to a new chair. And yeah, the thing is, a lot of them, they're just like side characters, really. Like, I wasted a lot of time waiting to like read like what is it? Like David Harbour, or like Shang-Chi. Okay, maybe not Shang-Chi. That one's not too bad. But like Sentry or
Bucky or something.
Bucky, or US Agent. Like,
I don't know. I just think it was funny because I was sat at a cafe at the time, and I was like, okay, I'll watch this live stream. How long can it be? I see Chris Hemsworth. I'm like, oh, what's this about? Okay, are they gonna get Chris Hemsworth mic'd up and get him in announcing Thor 5, or what? What's happening? I think like good half an hour passed, and I remember just saying to you, like, dude, just text me if something happens.
Yeah, nothing was actually
like,
nothing was happening.
I'm too busy for this shit.
Yeah. like they that video could have been like an email. It could have been half the size or half the length of that video. Like, I don't really care that the Falcon is gonna be in the next Avengers film.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny because obviously, like, I know why they did it, and it was very smart because they had like it worked. They had like how many fucking million people?
A lot of million
watching
people.
These chairs, and like because they made an announcement, a new casting announcement every like 15 minutes. That way, all the news articles, all the people on Twitter, they would make individual posts. So the entire timeline for the day was just casting announcements. Like I would see like 20 of the same fucking post every 15 minutes with a new character. Like, so it worked. It was a very smart tactic.
The 20
instead of having like one casting set of news, it was very smart what they did. It was a massive waste of people's time.
Yeah. If they'd have only done it for like, you know, like I guess in one way they did it because it would sort of ruin the suspense if they just did the big names, you know? You'd be like, oh, you're reading this one, and then, like, I don't know, Patrick Stewart shows up next. But then it kind of went from, like, Went from like Ghost to Loki to Professor X. So like,
Yeah. Should we?
it ramped
I'm
up.
just gonna. I'll run through all the names that were announced. Just the character names. I can't be asked to do.
Yeah.
So we had Thor, Invisible. I should probably do the actors as well, isn't it? Because there's like millions of versions of all these.
That's true.
Right, okay, so we got Chris Hemsworth in as Thor, Vanessa Kirby as Invisible Woman, Anthony Mackie as Captain America, Sebastian Stan as Bucky, Letitia Wright as Black Panther, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, Wyatt Russell as US Agent, Tena Quirtum as Namor. Oh my god, I'm going to butcher so many names here. Eben Moss-Backrack as The Thing, Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, Kelsey Grammer as The Beast, Lewis Pullman as The Sentry, Danny Ramirez as The Falcon, Joseph Quinn as The Human Torch, David Harbour as The Red Guardian, Winston Duke as M'Baku, Hannah John Carmen as Ghost, Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Patrick Stewart as Professor X, Ian McKellen as Magneto, Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler, Rebecca Romijn as Mystique, James Marsden as Cyclops, Channing Tatum as Gambit, Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, and of course Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. Obviously, this isn't the full cast list. Apparently, the cast list is rumored to be 50 plus characters, and obviously, just by looking at it, you can tell because there's no staples there, like the Hulk, for example.
Mhm.
There's no Hulk there. There's no fucking Captain Marvel. You know what I mean? There's a lot of missing elements there.
There's no Spider-Man. Well, it's rumored that the next Spider-Man movie is at the same time as this film, so he probably won't be in this one. But obviously, you're missing him. It's probably out of the original Avengers, it's literally just 4, right?
Hawkeye. Oh yeah,
just Hawkeye wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't in there.
Neither Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
No Monica Rambeau, no Miss Marvel, no Deadpool and Wolverine or Guardians characters like Star-Lord. Obviously we don't know who will be in the film and who will be in Secret Wars. We don't know. I'd imagine they're saving a lot of characters for Secret Wars.
You know
but
who they
it's
are
interesting
missing?
that with Doomsday,
you know who they are missing? Monica Rappaccini.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say that when you said Monica Rambeau. I heard Monica, and I was like, "What? What are you on about? What's she doing
Marvel
here?"
Avengers video game nightmares come flooding back. My wallet starts to scream.
That was the actual battle world the whole time.
You know, I think about how poor I am as a student now, and how much better off I'd be right now if I'd have saved some money during that game's runtime.
Well, if they told you that the everything would be free in that game by the end.
Oh yeah, I'd have just waited.
Yeah, you can wait like 2 years and everything's free.
Yeah. Oh well.
There was more characters in this list than they added in that game as well.
Oh yeah, that's very true. I mean, there was a lot of promise. We saw the roadmaps.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, it's interesting that I think the most interesting part to me is we've got some Avengers in there. We've got the Fantastic Four in there. That's cool. I'm very interested in the fact that we've got the original X-Men in this film and not Secret Wars.
I'm interested.
I find that fascinating.
I'm interested that the whole or nearly all of the Thunderbolts are in there. Like
that too, yes.
Are they scared that movie's just not going to do well? So now they've gone like, oh, you gotta watch it now because they're all coming back.
Well, no. Apparently, the movie's got a good projection, and also that Marvel are looking to make the Thunderbolts leading faces of the MCU, with appearances in other films, potential sequels, and stuff like that. Which great. I mean, if the film is as good as it looks from the trailers, I'm so down. Yeah. It's just interesting that you've got, like you say, you've got your Avengers in there and the Fantastic Four, but you've also got fucking Ghost.
Yeah, there's no sign of Taskmaster though.
Yeah, that's the only Thunderbolt that isn't.
Yeah, well,
on the cast list.
I'm surprised they even brought them back after the movie that Black Widow turned out to be.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Very.
Some rogue X-Men in there as well. Like, I would have expected like your Storms and your Jean Greys as opposed to like Mystique, and Nightcrawler, for
Nightcrawler for
example.
sure, yeah.
I think those are really interesting castings. I'm really intrigued to see how they're going to weave these characters in, because I mean they did a good job with crossing characters over in their last two Avengers films, but yeah, this is a little bit more of a job to do, obviously, because
this
there's
is
some
like
multiversal elements going on.
it's like first time that, well, some of them, obviously we've seen Patrick Stewart before in, it was Doctor Strange. He was in there, yeah. But obviously it's not going to be the same one. So
no, because he's already died 3 times on screen, so what's another one?
I don't know if it's going to actually be the Fox versions either, because obviously there's a lot of timeline bullshit with those films.
No, I think it will be the one we saw at the end of the Marvels, where Monica Rambeau.
Oh yeah, Beast.
Goes into,
Beast is in there as well. So yeah.
Yeah, which I'd imagine then you'll get Monica Rambeau's mum in there. What's her name? She's got a name at the end of that movie, like a superhero name or something. Photon. No, Photon is Monica Rambeau. I don't know, one of them. So yeah, we'll get. I'd imagine they'll be from that universe. And just the thought of having James Marsden back as Cyclops in classic costume, it really tickles something. I'm not gonna lie, it really hits a spot.
You feel a tingle in your loins with that one.
Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, that could be sick. That could be really cool. After years of black leather suits.
Yeah, they're gonna give Mystique her comic outfit, or she's just gonna be like naked again.
Yeah, they had a real thing for making her naked in those films, huh?
Yeah, all of them until the last one.
Yeah, where like what's her name? Jennifer
Lawrence?
Lawrence was just like, yeah, I'm not getting fucking 18 hours of makeup for you to paint me coochie blue. Just give me some clothes. But yeah, no, very interested. Very interested to see what the rest of the cast will look like. Obviously, there's some suspects in there that we kind of could probably guess, like Hulk and stuff like that. But I think with a lot of it, it's still probably trying to finalize scheduling and stuff like that.
Well, I thought that it was going to lead up the whole time, and the last name was going to be like some like big reveal, like Dwayne Johnson is in the film or something like that.
As Dwayne Johnson.
Yep, as himself.
As Dwanta Claus.
Yeah, I really thought that that's the direction they were going to go in. Like they kind of did with like some of the X-Men names that they pulled out of the in the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I really thought the last name. I thought they were going to do like Robert Downey Jr. and then the next one was going to be like, like a shock character, like a shock actor or something like, I don't know, Tobey Maguire or something. I don't know, like a big cat out of the bag moment. But
yeah, Dwayne Johnson. I think
it just kind of fizzled out by the end.
Red One, we need you to distract Doom.
What if it's just the Red One sequel?
I would be so down for that. I haven't seen Red One yet, but it might make me want to.
Red 2.
To be fair, a lot of these castings they could have been revealed in the leaked concept art that we saw. I don't know whether that's from Doomsday or Secret Wars, or even if they're real, but they do look pretty real to me. They come from I can't remember what the concept artist is called, but she has done a lot of work for Marvel.
It is from an artist. It's not like AI or anything like that, which is good.
No. And in that we had we saw a lot of Doom, we saw a lot of the Fantastic Four, we saw Star-Lord hanging out with White Vision, we saw a lot of the Young Avengers, Wiccan, Speed, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, Stature.
Wong.
We saw Goop from the X-Men. Wong was there. Yep. Doctor Strange. It looks like it was pulling a lot from the most recent Secret Wars comic. So yeah, I'd imagine maybe some of that is some Secret Wars art, maybe some from Doomsday as well. I mean, I think they're pretty interconnected films, so I'd imagine they're interchangeable. I'd imagine there's a lot of plot lines that run through both of them. the Russos have come out and said it's not from their film, but of course they're going to say that. They're not going to say, "Oh yeah, that's the film." That's what you can expect. Don't even bother watching it now. You've seen the art; it's cool. But I mean, if any of the designs are in the film that we saw in the concept art, Doom is looking very sick, very very sick.
Just trying to pull the images up. Here we go. Okay, I've got them on my screen. Wasn't Doctor Strange in one of them as well? That's him.
Yeah, he was
He's
he was
with
in the Doom ones. He's like
the
Doom's
castle.
advisor or something.
Yeah. What a weird
And
world that is.
you've got Fantastic Four there with what's his name? The kid. Not Valeria, that's the girl. Franklin Richards. Who he's rumored to be the one that kind of Doom is going to use to reshape the universe, because he can, rearrange matter and all that sort of stuff, and rearrange the universe. So yeah, exciting stuff from that. Should we move it along to some Spider-Man 4 rumors?
Yeah, so got a couple. Now, one of them is a bit weird because there's sort of conflicting rumors, wasn't there? So we had Sadie Sink has been cast. That's from Deadline, and there were rumors like a month or two ago that she was like being eyed up for Jean Grey in the MCU.
Yes,
but like now, if she's been cast in Spider-Man 4, so is she being cast as Jean Grey in Spider-Man, or was that just an old rumor and she's being cast as someone else?
yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, she's a great actress. People are saying like, "Oh, she's playing the real MJ." I'm like, come on now, leave it out.
They've already like squashed that in the last film.
Yeah, exactly. So who she could be playing, I really don't know. Maybe, I mean, I could see her playing any number of characters. It depends whether she's playing like a superpowered character or just a character, like just a civilian character.
That's true.
Because obviously there's a lot to pull from in Spider-Man comics, especially in terms of civilian people. Obviously the visual shoe-in would be MJ. But we already have an MJ, so I wouldn't have thought she'd be like a Gwen or a Betty Brant. We've got a Betty anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe what's that character from the old Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends cartoon? Was it Firestar, Firebird, Fire something? What?
I think you mean Paul.
That wasn't meant to sound like a moan, but fucking Paul. What was it? What's the character's name? Spider-Man. Firestar. She was a redhead character that Spider-Man sort of hung out with a lot sometimes in the comics, but mainly in the her and Iceman he would hang out with in Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends. So she could be Firestar, maybe. She could be, I don't even know. Maybe female Beetle or something, like a bit like a bad guy. I don't know. She could have some relation to the other casting rumors that they're looking for a female villain between her 30s and 50s. Supposed to be very powerful and imposing. She could have some relation to that character. I don't know, but then they've already kind of done that with they've done that with the Vulture. They did it with the Raimi films with Harry, and Norman. Who do you think possibly? I mean, could be Jean Grey for all I know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. There's too many characters that she could end up being. I feel like we'll probably get some news, more news about it in the next few months. So
yeah, we'll find out. Also, Chameleon is rumored to be the villain of the film. Potentially a female Chameleon is what we're thinking, since there's been female villain rumors, or unless there's several villains, in which case it could just be Chameleon and then there's another female villain.
that's true.
So I would love that personally. bring it down to a smaller scale a little bit. I mean, I'm still jonesing for them to bring back the fucking Scorpion. They set that up really well. They've got a fantastic actor for it. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man just did it, and he was incredible in that animated series. So I would love for them to follow up on that, but I guess they won't anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't mean to alarm you, but what is it, like 8 years since Homecoming came out? 8 years?
Oof. 2017, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep. Not even the Shocker. They ain't even done anything with that yet.
Yeah. I mean, that is a shocker.
I am
really
shocked.
Is. I'm the shocker. I shock things. Yeah, I don't get it. There's so many villains they could pull from for this next batch of films, and I really hope they return to some of the ones that were set up previously. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they've just done Chameleon, kind of, in the Craven movie. Not that anyone saw it, so it's okay. They had Little Chameleon, just a very short guy who just can change his face. So at the end of the film, you've just got a very small Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He just starts shrinking.
So you can only trick people if you're at a great distance. But yeah, that could be cool. Spider-Man's just had an identity crisis, and now he's got this villain who's causing even more identity-related issues. That could be a nice little
kind of contrast pretty well.
Yeah.
It just depends how stupid. It just depends how stupid they go with the story, really.
Well, yeah, exactly. I hope they keep it ground level.
If it's set as the same time as like the Avengers movie, like there's got to be some sort of tie in there, and not just like the ending where a magic portal opens. You know?
Thing is, though, I mean, Captain Marvel did it, for Christ's sake. Ant-Man did it with Infinity War. You could just set it before the Avengers films and then end it with a tie-in to the Avengers films.
Yeah.
In like a post-credit scene. Like, we don't need to touch on the multiverse in this film. We could say it's set beforehand. Like, it's not. But I just fear that they're going to do it while they're in this battle world or whatever the fuck they're setting up with Doomsday.
Yeah, all the medieval stuff.
Yeah, which then, like, people have been saying Sadie Sink could be Tobey Maguire's daughter, which I think is just based on fan art that came out like 3 years ago when No Way Home was out. Like, sure, whatever, but
yeah, there's no like basis to those rumors, right? At all.
No. It's just people saying, "Oh, she could be." No.
Yeah.
Speaking of having any sort of basis to a rumor, we've got a couple of Blade rumors going about. I mean, obviously, I don't need to mention, if you listen to this podcast, you probably know about the production hell that Blade has been through over, I think, the last 6 years. I think, was it 2019 it got announced?
2019 or 2020? I'll have a look.
I think it was no, because it was Comic-Con, wasn't it? So it was just before COVID, I swear.
Then
because there was no Comic-Con
2019. No, it was 2019 they announced it.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, it's been an absolute production hell. The amount of writers and directors that have come and go. It shouldn't be this hard to make a Blade movie. But some contradicting rumors have come out over the last week or so around the same time, which is really weird. So according to Jeff Snyder of the In Snyder podcast, Chad Stahelski is rumored to be attached to the film as director. You might know his work from the John Wick franchise, which, I mean, you only have to watch those films to be like, yes, he's a shoo-in for Blade. Like, that's perfect. He also went on record I think it was a couple of years ago, saying he would love to do a Blade movie. It would be his dream to do a Blade movie. So he's got passion, he's got talent, and he's got a directing style that would really fit. I would love this. This would be great.
I mean, if anyone can get the film out, then congrats to them, right? Because we saw this with The Flash, how long that was in development for. And it didn't end up turning out well, but only one guy could actually get the film out.
Yeah, exactly. So say what you want about Muschietti's film, like he made it, for Christ's sake, and that movie was being made since the 90s. Like, it took like 30 years to get us a Flash film, and this was the one guy to do it. So yeah, like you say, if anyone can even just get it out, then great. And we've already had a couple of Blade films, and 2 of the 3 were really good. It shouldn't be this difficult, but apparently it is somehow.
I mean, they brought back Wesley Snipes before they made this film, for God's sake.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's genuinely astonishing. Like, I don't get it. I mean, there's also been cancellation rumors for the last couple of years, and now, as of this, like this last week, around the same time as the Chad Stahelski rumor, there was a rumor that came out from a much less reliable source, from the playlist Rodrigo Perez. I've never even heard of him, I'm going to be honest, but he was like, take it with a grain of salt, but I've heard that the Blade movie has been cancelled. I mean, or and put on definite hold. Maybe. I wouldn't be totally shocking if.
Yeah.
I mean, there was rumors like last year that Mahershala Ali wanted to walk from the project, and his agent was getting a bit tired of it and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a sticky one. I mean, I'm more inclined to believe the Jeff Snyder rumor, just because I've never even heard of the other guy. Not that the Insnider podcast is a reliable source a lot of the time, but certainly more reliable than Rodrigo Perez, I would say. I could be wrong.
If it's not cancelled, it's at least like stalled even further, I think.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to want to get like Secret Wars out of the way first, and then whatever the state of the universe is after, of the MCU is after Secret Wars, then they'll probably start ushering in some Blade stuff and some Midnight Suns stuff, because that movie's been rumored to be in the works for about a year or two now.
Yeah.
Obviously with the likes of your Moon Knights and your Werewolf by Night and Man Thing and all them lot.
Yeah, and in that quadrant.
Yeah, in that sort of that section of the Marvel universe, which cool. Yeah, I've loved what they've done with those characters so far. Moon Knight series was good. Werewolf by Night was a fantastic little special. I would love to see more of it, but they're kind of hoping to use the Blade movie as a sort of jump off point, and they can't even get that. So it's temperamental to say the least. I'm really hoping these Chad Stahelski rumors are true, because I think he could be an absolute shoe-in for a Blade film. But I guess only time will tell. Jumping over to the DC universe. Well, Colin Farrell, Penguin's own, is in talks to star in the Sergeant Rock film for DC Studios.
Yeah, that came out of the blue. It was really I wasn't expecting that, because obviously we had Daniel Craig was rumored to be. Well, he wasn't actually signed for it. I don't know how all of that sort of came about from what people are saying. I think it was because he was obviously working with Luca on Queer. People just kind of thought, oh, he's gonna. I think that's sort of where it came from. Is like they're gonna reunite for this film. Yeah, but there were like when it was said that he wasn't part of the film, there was like the reports that like he'd pulled out of it for whatever reasons. He's busy, scheduling conflicts, and then there was the other one, so he was like, yeah, he was never part of it anyway. So I guess you could take that both ways. Like, it's not something that we're ever probably actually gonna learn whether it was real or not about.
No, I mean, I'd imagine maybe Luca maybe talked to him about it, being like, would you be interested? I don't think it's anything that was ever put through any official lines. I think maybe it was just at most probably a conversation.
Yeah.
But according to very reliable sources, he was never attached to the film.
Mm-hmm.
But this comes from Deadline, so yeah, I mean, great. He's a fantastic actor. I just didn't expect him to be double dipping in both DC and DC Elseworlds.
I suppose the good thing is, obviously, as the Penguin, he's got all of the makeup and prosthetics on that make him look completely indistinguishable from himself, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So it's not so much of an issue as like the same guy playing two people. Like, I'm sure Jason Momoa, people are gonna be like, oh, look, he's just, he looks the same or whatever. But
Yeah, and obviously there's makeup involved there with the white makeup
yeah,
and all that, but like you can still tell it's Jason Momoa. Whereas Penguin, I mean, Christ, you can't tell
no,
that's Colin Farrell unless you
not at all.
know. You
Yeah,
wouldn't go, "Oh, that's the same guy. What's he doing in World War II?" It's like no, you you would be able to tell, and like I'd imagine it'd be nice for him to do a DC project where he doesn't have to go through like 8 hours of makeup every day.
I am wondering what like the tone of this film is gonna be. Like if it's ultra serious, right, and then you've got like GI Robot chilling around in the back.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to see whether he's actually going to be in the film or not, because I don't think he was always a part of Easy Company, so it could be any time before or after his time with Sergeant Rock's group.
I think he should be.
I would love to. I would love him to be. Yeah, that would be great.
Like, I don't really like know how he like. That's what I mean. I don't know what the tone of the film is. I'm assuming it's going to be somewhat quite like a gritty film. I don't think it's going to,
I would imagine so. Yeah.
like I don't think you can make like a I don't think you can make like a fun World War II film. I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, I think I haven't seen a lot of Luca's work, but from what I have seen of it, he can dive into the more abstract side of things, for sure. So I mean, I'm just excited to see the way he's gonna sort of shoot the film, and he's a real he's a real master of making things look so beautiful. And obviously, he's not the cinematographer, but he just has his directing style has a real. It keeps you interested. So this film's really up there for me in terms of excitement. And if they've got a name like Colin Farrell attached, who looks like he could play a good Sergeant Rock, like he looks a fit for the character, and he's a brilliant actor. Like I think this could be something special.
I mean, has he not bought the same cinematographer with him for this film? Am I forgetting this or making it up? I swear to
Maybe
God.
he has. I don't know. If he has, then fantastic. Yeah, if he's working with, some familiar talent to him, then yeah, great. I saw a little bit of Queer. I saw a bit of Challenges. Um,
Yeah,
I've got to watch them properly at some point.
Yeah, according to World of Real, he's got the same DP. So,
Oh, that's amazing, fantastic. Then yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, then this film will be really something special then. And it's a film that he clearly wants to make as well. Like he seems pretty interested in doing this film. So yeah, I'm excited.
yeah, good. Hopefully it's good.
Right. Unless there's anything more to say on that, I think we should move on to our final topic.
So, did you see? I think I sent this to you when it happened, right? The YouTube channel stuff. But some like student in middle school, Lee Jin Woo, it was changed to say first grader student of Yulha Middle School, Lee Jin Woo's personal account. So I don't think that it's actually a middle school student that hacked the DC YouTube channel. I don't think that's what happened. But could you imagine if the Superman trailer, after getting like all those millions of views over the last like few months, just got deleted off the face of the planet with no recovery?
That would be wild. I mean, the ramifications for that legally would be astonishing.
Yeah, that would compromise a lot of things. But yeah, I just don't understand how this could happen. Like, do they?
I mean, like a Twitter account, maybe. Like, I guess
you've got to get into like the Warner Brothers Google account to do this.
Yeah,
like the amount of other stuff that could have potentially like been affected by this is kind of crazy when you think about it.
I mean, the thing is, like, nothing has been done. Like, no like nothing has been done to it. It was just hacked into and like changed like the logo and stuff.
Yeah, they didn't start like uploading a bunch of videos or like deleting. I think they might have deleted some stuff. I can't remember, but they didn't.
But I find it funny that someone's just probably like gotten bored and decided to fuck around and go, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can hack into the DC YouTube channel just for a bit of fun.
They start a live stream of some shares for 6 hours. And then by the end, Lee Jin-woo is revealed as the final chair.
They Lee
changed...
Jin-woo, I need you to distract Doom.
The thing is, the profile picture was changed to like a graph or something. Like it was so random.
Yeah.
I just don't...
Honestly,
I don't get it. I just don't... I can't get my head around it.
No. I love that this is a topic on the podcast. It's just fun, isn't it? Like, it's just the thought of someone going, yeah, fuck it, go on then, something to do.
What was the password? Like Superman, Batman.
David Zaslav 101.
David Zaslav the Goat 100. It's his personal password.
It's the same password he uses for everything. That's brilliant.
It's just so weird, man. Like, surely, do they not have like two-factor authentication? Do they not have like some guy, like their social head person?
If my uni account has like 3 authentication systems just for me to check my emails, surely the DC Warner Brothers YouTube channel / Google account has multiple. Like, how do you even go about hacking like a company of that scale?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
and
no,
for
that's
a
wild.
Potential like child to have done it.
Yeah, I really hope it's a middle school student. That would be...
They've just accidentally stumbled into the DC YouTube channel and made it their personal account.
Bro is in like IT class and was just so bored that he just thought, yeah.
He's just messing around on his like mum's iPad or something.
Trying to play Subway Surfers ends up on the DC YouTube channel account.
What did you do today at school? Oh, I took over the DC YouTube channel.
I took over the DC YouTube channel. Oh yeah, and their financial accounts.
Yep.
We're rich. And I'm on the run. So see you, mum.
It would not be rich. Why is there hundreds of millions of dollars of debt now? Where did this come
this
from?
kid tries to hack into Warner Brothers. All he gets is financial deficit.
David Zaslav saw an opportunity to offset some of the debt to some poor Korean child.
They're like, hey, Mr. Zaslav, should we do something about this? He's like, no, hold on.
$10 million to Korean child.
Let him cook. Maybe he can take some of this off our hands.
You probably hire him as like the new head of Warner Brothers, to be honest. That's about as keyed in
as equipped as you have to be. Yeah. Very good point. But yeah, is there any other news on that topic, or is just
I think
about it?
I don't think there was anything else. Like the channel got like taken down for a little bit, I guess, while they were recovering it, like YouTube.
Yeah.
And then it came back up, and everything's fine and dandy again in the world.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, the DC Universe channel is back up, and the Geeks the Multiverse channel is also doing pretty well. We've had some good videos come out lately, so if you haven't already, make sure to check those out. Some of the topics we discussed today have some links to those videos as well. So take a look through the channel, see what you like, click on it, take a watch if you fancy, if you got nothing else to do. But I think that about wraps up this month's podcast. Quite a short one, I would say.
Yeah,
short and sweet.
Wasn't too much going on this month.
No, but next month we might have a new Superman trailer and maybe even a new Fantastic Four trailer to talk about.
Yeah, and a new dinosaur trailer. That's the movie that's going to make $10 gazillion next year in July.
It's a sad, sad time to be alive when Superman and the Fantastic Four
Mission
are being
Impossible is that
massively outperformed by. It could well be. I think they're dropping all
Every
big
movie.
movies in the same fucking month, which is just great. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up on today's podcast. As always, I've been Brandon.
I have been Will.
And we'll catch you in the next one.